He is Kraven, the beast. His mind is rage and glory. His heart is fire and pride. His body is grace and power. He is Kravenov, the man. An old man, by his own admission, and losing touch of the world he spent so much time exploring. That's right, today we're going to talk about one of Spider-Man's oldest foes, Kraven the Hunter, introduced way back in Amazing Spider-Man 15 in 1964. Kraven has long been a thorn in the webhead's side with his expertise as a world-renowned big game hunter who sees Spider-Man as the ultimate prize. Kraven's real name is actually Sergei Kravenov, the son of a Soviet aristocrat who fled Russia back in 1917 during the February Revolution, in which Russian citizens turned on the last Tsar, Nikolai Alexandrovich Romanov II, after his attempts to lead military forces during World War I ended disastrously. This would lead to the Tsar's abdication and eventual execution in 1918. Kraven's family would immigrate to America, where they would succumb to poverty, where his father would end up committing suicide, and his mother would be declared legally insane and locked in an asylum. As he grew older, he felt that with the growth of civilization came the decimation of honor and dignity. Thus, he exiled himself to the jungle, where he found new purpose as a hunter, where he can create his own code of honor and a lifestyle away from the world that continues to change without him. But despite embracing his animalistic instincts, Kraven still very much desires the aristocratic life of his childhood, often reflecting fondly of the country he used to call home. Entitled to respect and admiration from his peers, and expressing dissent at anyone who would call him what he truly is, an animal. Because for all his bluster and poise, it's all just a ruse to hide his true, barbaric nature. Not that Kraven is even aware of this. In his eyes, he's the pinnacle of everything man can and should be, and he refuses to believe otherwise. Prone to fits of violence towards anyone who would threaten his nostalgic memories of youth or his views of self. That is, until the fateful day he comes to America to hunt Spider-Man, who is just starting his crime-fighting career. He enters New York, flexing his power and might at every turn, and demanding the admiration of his audience. He believes he's superior to everyone in this cesspool called civilization. But that illusion of superiority is quickly shattered upon actually confronting Spider-Man for the first time. In that moment, not only does he find that Spider-Man is able to counter Kraven at every turn, but that, despite his best efforts, he's actually besting him. And this humiliation continues until Kraven, desperate to justify this new reality, stops seeing Spider-Man as a man altogether, but as a demon. He's a walking embodiment of all the wrongs that destroyed his childhood and took his parents from him. He's the system that destroyed the Russian monarchy. He's the spiders crawling over his mother's cell. He tries shortly after his first loss to best Spider-Man once again, but once again found himself humiliated by his hand. And thus began Kraven's obsession with besting Spider-Man through his personal code of honor, where he would try to hunt him over and over and over again, believing that in doing so, he'll regain his lost honor and conquer his inner demons. But each time he fails. Well, until he doesn't. Which leads us to what is perhaps Kraven's most well-known storyline, and is arguably one of the best Spider-Man stories of all time, Kraven's Last Hunt, written by G.M. DeMatteis with art by Mike Zeck, released in 1987. It opens with a world-weary Kraven, lamenting the change in the times and his place in them. He feels that his own time must soon come to an end, not due to his old age or because he's suffering some chronic illness, but because of his shattered pride and a world that is quickly moving on without him. But not yet. Before then, he has to win. He has to conquer. He has to destroy the one creature that has beaten him time and time again. So he immerses himself into his last hunt, literally consuming mouthfuls of spiders to understand his prey.